I'm making short-term goals, winter weather foes. Put away the leathers and put ice on the gold. Chilly with enough bail money to free a big Willie. High stakes, I got more at stake than Philly. Shopping sprees, copping threes. Deuce fevers high, yes. Fully loaded, ha ha, yes. Bouncing in the Lex Luger. Tire smoke like Buddha. 50 G's to the crap shooter. Niggas can't fade me. Chrome socks beaming. Through my peripheral, I see you scheming. What's cracking with y'all, YouTube? It's your man, King Howie. Welcome back to KHTV. Back from vacation, trying to go back on vacation. Now, while I was gone, a lot of things went down. Boogie Cousins, ACL tear, out for the season. That happened. Antonio Brown and his foolishness with the Raiders and his foot problem. And then, boom! Jay-Z is in a partnership with the NFL. Now, when this came out, a lot of people wasn't happy, especially with the black community. With Jay-Z doing this, knowing what Colin Kaepernick stood for, and I would just like to say this before we get further into this video. Police brutality is not an NFL problem. I will repeat. Police brutality is not an NFL problem. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Colin Kaepernick. 2012. Alex Smith suffers a concussion against the Rams and is taken out of the game. Kaepernick steps up, ties the game for the Rams. Nobody wins. Tie game for the 49ers. Alex Smith is cleared. Jim Harbaugh, the coach for the 49ers at the time, says, we're just going to stick with the hot hand, which helped Kaepernick lead the San Francisco 49ers to a Super Bowl, which they did lose to the Baltimore Ravens when after Beyonce's halftime show performance, the lights went out for about 30 minutes. Y'all remember that game. So, following year after that, after they lose the Super Bowl, Colin Kaepernick has another good year, throws for 3,000 yards, makes it back to the NFC Championship game where he loses against the Seattle Seahawks. Y'all know the whole Richard Sherman, what is that receiver name? Michael Crabtree incident. And the Seattle Seahawks went on to win the Super Bowl that year against the Denver Broncos. Blew their ass out. So, before the 2014 season, the 49ers gave Colin Kaepernick a $226 million contract, which included $61 million of guaranteed money. But wait, hit the brakes. Colin Kaepernick did not get all of that guaranteed money. He only made about $39 million. This contract that Colin Kaepernick signed was a bad idea, and he can only blame himself. Why? Because the year that he signed that contract, he was supposed to get $12.3 million that first year. But that didn't happen. The way the contract was worded knocked off $2 million that first year Colin Kaepernick signed that contract. So he only got paid $10 million plus $600-something thousand for a roster bonus or something like that. Each year, Colin Kaepernick did not make first or second team All-Pro or a Super Bowl, he lost an additional $2 million. So Colin Kaepernick situation was bad from the start after he signed that contract. Now, in 2016, this is when Kaepernick started his protest. Now he claims that he was doing it for the injustice towards minorities in the community. When actuality, and before I continue even further, I did not support Colin Kaepernick's movement by him kneeling. I did not support that. Why? Because he wasn't kneeling for the victims of police brutality. He was kneeling because he was he sat the first time in the preseason game. The third preseason game, he sat. That's why he talking about on social media, this is the 3-year anniversary of me No, this is the 3-year anniversary of you throwing a temper tantrum because the 49ers was going to get rid of you. That contract you signed after the first year, the 49ers could have got rid of you. They was obligated to cut you when you wouldn't have got paid no money. So this is what this is all about. A disgruntled employee towards his employer. Now, while Colin Kaepernick was throwing his temper tantrum and lying to the public about this being about injustice of the community, first of all, I said police brutality is not an NFL problem, right? It's a community problem. All of these people that's protesting in the NFL, you need to go to your local state departments and city officials, and you need to protest against them so they can change what's going on with the police department and police brutality. This is not an NFL problem. Colin Kaepernick just threw a goddamn temper tantrum. He was mad. He was upset that the 49ers didn't want to deal with him anymore. So with that being said, during this whole time, Mr. Jigga Man, Jay-Z, who's been nothing but an opportunist his whole rap career, his whole career period. I mean, every endeavor as far as business that Jay-Z steps into, he's usually going to do it in the interest of Jay-Z. He's not doing this deal in the interest of the people. I mean, come on. How is being over the halftime show supposed to stop police brutality? How is this inspiring initiative that you and Roger Goodell trying to promote supposed to be, stopping police brutality when they already have a players coalition through Malcolm Jenkins? Remember Malcolm Jenkins, y'all? The one who went into that meeting with the owners, and they also invited Colin Kaepernick, but he turned it down. He didn't want to show up. The NFL wind up funding the Players Coalition $85 million over a 10-year period. But what they failed to mention was that the players that are involved with this Players Coalition have to give up a percentage of their contract to help aid the educational programming, the inner city workshops that the NFL and the Players Coalition are supposed to be doing. So they have that going on right now. Colin Kaepernick did not want to be included in that. Mr. Eric Reed did not want to be included in that. Then people say, well, the NFL was blackballing Kaepernick. How was the NFL blackballing Kaepernick when you had the Denver Broncos, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Baltimore Ravens trying to give him a contract? Colin Kaepernick didn't take the contract. You want to know why? Because he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. That's what this shit is all about. Colin Kaepernick is mad because he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. And the reason why other teams don't want to bring Colin Kaepernick to their teams, don't want to sign him, is because Because these organizations don't want to deal with the controversy, the press, the media. You know, they don't want to deal with the backlash from fans. You know what I'm saying? Protesting their team because of, some people might still feel that Colin Kaepernick disrespected the flag. And here's another thing too. Colin Kaepernick did not disrespect the flag. The NFL has no policy or no type of fine system or penalties towards people kneeling during the national anthem. When the NFL disrespects the flag every Sunday, Thursday, and Monday. Flags are not supposed to be on the helmets. Flags are not supposed to be stretched out across the field. It's disrespectful to do that to the flag. The flag is always supposed to be raised up in the air. Banner yet waves. That's why they say that part in the Star Spangled Banner. The Star Spangled Banner. They said, the banner yet waves. The flag is supposed to be waving in the air at all times. So, now that we have that out the way, now, people have been saying Colin Kaepernick has not been saying much because his collusion case that he had against the NFL. Oh, he can't. He took the money. No, he won the settlement. He won the settlement from the NFL for trying to collude against him. That's how that happened. The blood money that Colin Kaepernick took was from Nike. That's the money he took that a lot of people should be mad about because the NFL pays Nike. And that's another reason why the NFL is not going to let Colin Kaepernick back in the NFL. He's not coming back. So all of you people that's thinking that Jay-Z is supposed to go out here and help Colin Kaepernick get a job, no, he's not going to do that. Now that we passed the crap of shit from Kaepernick, bull crap that he's been plaguing the league with for the last 3 years, and the NFL has been trying to put a Band-Aid over the bleeding that won't stop with this controversy from Colin Kaepernick, who's not even saying nothing. Colin Kaepernick got other people speaking on his behalf, like Eric Reed, his girlfriend Ness Nitty, who's his handler. I could go deep into this whole Kaepernick shit, but it's a waste of time. So now that we got Kaepernick out of the way, let's talk about Jay-Z and this NFL deal. Now, of course, Jay-Z is doing this in the interest of Jay-Z. We're talking about a guy who was an ex-drug dealer. He became a hip-hop star. Let's not forget, Jay-Z shot his brother when he was young. And he also stabbed another CEO in the music industry. So Jay-Z got a lot of things on his resume that, that's black eyes. Let's not forget the elevator incident with him and Beyonce's sister. So Jay-Z has a track record of stabbing people in the back. He did it with his Rockefeller label. He did it to Kanye West. He's did it numerous times. He did it to Def Jam. I mean, he had to pay to get out of his deal at Def Jam, but the artist that was there that thought Jay-Z was supposed to, take their career to another level, he screwed them over. DMX, Redman, Method Man, he screwed them over. LL Cool J, he screwed them over. And now he's doing this. I don't want to say he screwed Kaepernick over because Kaepernick's tantrum, pity party, being mad at the 49ers is full of crap. You know what I'm saying? But the events that transpired with, him standing for police brutality and Donald Trump turned it into it's disrespectful to the flag, and now Jay-Z, doing his own little counterpart of boycotting when they tried to get Jay-Z to come to the NFL to do the Super Bowl show, the Super Bowl halftime Last year he turned it down, went on record on an album talking about I don't need y'all, y'all need me. They tried to bring Jay-Z through the NFL a year ago with Robert Kraft, but it was bad timing because Jay-Z was trying to see how far this Colin Kaepernick police brutality thing was going to go. And soon as the fire started to simmer down and it wasn't blazing anymore and it was just kindling, Jay-Z came in and stepped on it and smothered it out. You want to know why Colin Kaepernick is not going back to the NFL? Jay-Z said it in an interview with Roger Goodell and I guess some bullshit panel of people that was there to ask questions. When he said, when a guy asked him, would you kneel or would you stand? When Jay-Z said, we pretty much passed the kneeling part, stuttering, that said a lot right there. The Kaepernick coming to the NFL is a done deal. It's not happening. We need to move on to actionable items. If I don't want Colin Kaepernick to think that I'm trying to step on his toes, and I hope he doesn't try to step on mine either. And then you got Charlemagne the guy from the Breakfast Club. Jay-Z, do you think Colin Kaepernick should know about what you're doing with the NFL? And then Jay-Z sits up there and lies, talking about he talked to Colin. I talked to him. And then Eric Reed and Nestlé say he did not talk to Colin Kaepernick. And what did Jay-Z say? We had conversation. Just sitting up there lying to us already about this whole little deal with the NFL. Now they're talking about Jay-Z being a part of some type, having some significant ownership. I'm hearing that it's supposed to be the New York Jets. I haven't heard anything from the NFL stating this. This is just all from TMZ and other social media blog sites saying that Jay-Z is buying himself into a team for $500 million. And then people are saying, if he gonna do that, he need to sign Kaepernick. Jay-Z is not gonna be in owner discussions. He's not going to be in the CBA agreement with the players. He's not going to do that. He's not going to be in the boardroom when they trying to figure out how to expand the league and 18-game season. He's not going to be a part of that. Jay-Z is going to be, when they said Jay-Z was going to be working with the NFL, he's going to be working with the NFL, not the NFL owners. Jay-Z is not going to have no part of the NFL owners' talks, meetings. He's not going to be in that. First of all, he's not going to be majority owner of the Jets if he is allegedly supposed to be getting some type of ownership from a team. But right now, there's just speculation on that. It's just speculation on that. Now, what is Jay-Z going to do? He says actionable items. What is he going to do? Have a couple of police brutality commercials like they did domestic violence in the NFL? Enough is enough. That's what they're going to do. Have some players get on there. Enough is enough. Police brutality. Talk to your local legislator, State Department. That's the only thing you can do is talk to the State Department and people that work in city departments to stop police brutality. Now the NFL can make commercials and have open discussion and dialogue. I mean, people could talk themselves blue in the face, but that still ain't gonna stop police for being brutal to innocent victims. Who knows how much this deal with the NFL is worth? Who knows how much Colin Kaepernick got paid from his collusion case? We don't have any evidence or no facts on any of that stuff going down. Not to mention, not to forget, Jay-Z's been dealing with sports for a long time. He's been in cahoots with the NBA, owner of the Nets, if you want to say he was owner of the Nets with that bullshit percentage they gave him. It was only the ownership was only worth $600,000. So he really didn't have much to say with the Nets. Basically, he was just the face to get the Barclays Center put in Brooklyn. He was just the face to get fans to come to the game. See, a lot of these things that Jay-Z is a part of, he is just the face. He's just the face. His sports agency, he has NFL players that's on his that are clients to his sports agency, like Todd Gurley, Dez Bryant, Saquon Barkley, just to mention a few. So Jay-Z has always had his dealings with the NFL. He's always had his hands in the NFL, dealing with Robert Kraft and Meek Mill, another rapper, you know what I'm saying, that's in cahoots with Jay-Z. Robert Kraft said they've been talking to Jay-Z about this whole deal since last year, which lets me know that Jay-Z was basically waiting to make his move. And what do you know? He made his move. Now, when Jay-Z made this move and news hit the fan, a lot of people in the black community was really upset. You know, some were upset and some were for. Now, the people that were for Jay-Z making this move, they were saying, oh, it's a GOAT move. Jay-Z is playing chess, not checkers. I could show you how to move in a room full of vultures. I'm not a businessman. I'm the businessman. And the reason why those people were for Jay-Z, because they have an intimate connection to his music. And they don't want to open their eyes to what's really going on. All of the Jay-Z stans are riding his dick after he told Travis Scott not to perform in the Super Bowl, after he made songs about boycotting the NFL, after he went on stage on Saturday Night Live and wore a Kaepernick jersey talking about we stand for Cap. Opportunist. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know it ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go, to the top of the world. So, all of the people that's mad at Jay-Z, why? Why be mad at Jay-Z? This is what he is. This is what he does. Was it a sellout move? Yes. If you look up the definition of sellout, what Jay-Z has done is a sellout move. At this point, I think we're past the kneeling. When he said that, Roger Goodell started laughing like, great answer. Great answer. It's a great answer, Jay-Z. This shit just stinks to high hell, man. Now, I'm one of those people that's on the fence because I really don't give a shit. You know, it ain't like Jay-Z is going to be part of the NFL for long. I mean, if he decides to become an owner, then we pretty much know that Jay-Z is finna transition from music to something else. And let's put everything into perspective. This goes way back to Donald Trump, to Obama. See, people forget. People forget. The reason why the NFL owners were mad at Obama is because he wanted to make them pay for their own stadium renovations instead of getting a huge tax write-off and letting, they have some type of thing where the owners get some type of check for renovating their stadiums, and Obama was trying to stop that from happening. So you hear about Stephen Ross, right? Giving money to Trump, millions of dollars to Trump. Robert Kraft, $1 million to Trump. Jerry Jones, $1 million to Trump. You know, these guys gave millions of dollars to Trump. Why? So they could get that tax cut and get that money back so they could renovate the stadiums instead of the money coming out their pocket. So about this Jay-Z deal, how does this tie into that? You guys are asking. Now, Jay-Z signed a $200 million deal with Live Nation, who basically runs Rock Nation along with Universal Music Group. Jay-Z just founded Rock Nation. He doesn't own it. So cut that part out right there. Now, Jay-Z's $200 million Live Nation deal is basically a 10-year deal for him to have world tours. How does that counteract with this deal? Jay-Z will have access to NFL stadiums to perform and do his American tour. Y'all not understanding that? How are people not looking at this? You got to look at this through a lens, man. You have to see the big picture. This is all tying into Jay-Z making tour money, getting his acts, his Rock Nation acts, to be a part of the Super Bowl performance shows. This is only in the interest of Jay-Z. It's all about money for him. So we gonna sit back, we gonna watch, and we gonna see how much of an influence Jay-Z is gonna have over this NFL police brutality. Now, let's not get it twisted. The NFL has their own racial problems that they have to deal with, as far as player and owner. Now, let's leave the outside world out of this. Now, it's been noted that the NFL has been, these owners have been, kind of racist towards black quarterbacks. Doug Williams had to prove them wrong by winning the Super Bowl. Same thing with Russell Wilson, proving them wrong. Not to mention Cam Newton getting to a Super Bowl, proving them wrong. So through history, the NFL has had to deal with, black players being quarterbacks, not paying them fairly and things like that. Then, another racial situation with the NFL is having enough black coaches with the Rooney Rule. Those are the only two things I could think of right now. It might be more as far as like how much, black players get paid according to quarterbacks and things of that nature. A lot of the money is starting to go through the roof. So I think a lot of it has to do with like guaranteed and the team wanting to keep you around, after you sign a big deal. But those are the two main issues that was going on in the NFL for quite some time. I don't know if that has necessarily changed with the black quarterback, but as far as black coaches, they still have a problem with that. Now, Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick, to me, in my opinion, throughout this whole video that has been going on for too long over this nonsense, in my opinion, Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick are full of shit. And this is the reason why I say that. Because these two men, these two weasels, snakes, are collecting checks off the victims that has suffered from police brutality. That's the only problem I have with this. Colin Kaepernick, I know my rights. Colin Kaepernick, people are like, Colin Kaepernick is not talking. Yes, Colin Kaepernick is not going to go on a news TV show or a sports TV show and sit down with guys that's going to try to grill him and ask him difficult questions to try to put him on the spot. He's not going to do that. He'll make his little statements and post little tweets and statements and workout videos on Instagram. But that's the only time you're going to hear Colin Kaepernick talk is if you go to a I Know My Rights event or summit where he's talking to kids. That's all he's been doing is talking to kids. So Jay-Z, this whole Jay-Z deal, I don't know what to think of it right now because we really don't have a lot of information. We just heard Jay-Z and Roger Goodell tell everybody that they have no plan, and they just put up a bunch of made up words to make it sound good. Like I said, the NFL is trying to cover this up with a Band-Aid, and it didn't work. Tried to cover this up with a Band-Aid. It didn't work. It backfired on them. And now they're trying to stitch this wound closed because they need the bleeding to stop, and it has backfired on them as well. Jay-Z has taken a lot of scrutiny from social media. People in the black community are really not feeling this move by Jay-Z. A lot of you, like I said, I sat back and marinated on this. I watched a lot of YouTubers explain this whole situation about Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z, and they all just seem to keep missing the main point. Main point. Colin Kaepernick threw a temper tantrum because the 49ers was going to get rid of him. So the best way to do this was to kind of sabotage the NFL. It backfired on him. He's not in the NFL no more. Jay-Z, the weasel that he is, steps in and tries to get a check. Which he will get. So let's just sit back, relax, and watch how this all will unfold. This is your man, King Howie. Remember to like, subscribe to the channel, KH TV. I really didn't want to do this video, but here it is. And I'll talk to y'all soon, man. I'm out.